Hey guys, William Murfitt here, and in today's episode, I'm going to be focusing on the engine. So in the previous episodes, we have got the bulkhead and everything all ready for the paint, to offer up the steering rack, to offer up the subframe, to fit the suspension, and that's all now done. So I need to turn my attention to the engine to get that built, to get that back in the car, to hopefully take off some of the stress that the some of the arch gap that's maybe here. These wheels aren't staying in the car. I do have some mini lights to go on there. So I'm not really a fan of the mini lights, so I'm looking for something a little bit more unique, but not with a massive price tag attached to it really. Yeah, today we're going to be doing some work on the engine, getting the head off and checking out what the damage is. If you cast your eyes back to one of my first videos, that is what I did a compression test on, and it found out the compression was down massively. So yeah, that's today's job. So let's get stuck in. Okay, so in the first video, the compression was massively down on cylinder number 1. So today I'm going to whip the head off and inspect what's going on. So I've got a socket. Let's get going. A great tip to have is to use some old containers to store all the bolts so that you don't get anything going missing. Okay, so as I'm rotating the engine using the bottom pulley, I've removed the spark plug to make sure there's no compression in there, so then the air just goes out. I can see that all of the valves are moving up and down, which is a really good thing. So hopefully it's just a valve seat that needs to be recut. So let's get the head off and have a look now. You can see that? That is like head gasket muck, where the oil and the water is mixed together. That's what I'm suggesting that's going to be. So a great tip when you're removing rocker shafts is to create a little board like this, and then take off the shafts, give them a bit of a wipe, and put them in order, so when they go back in, they can go in the same order as well. So I've now got all my valves, or all my push rods, in orders 1 to 8. I just want to check the bottoms to make sure there's no signs of sort of serious wear, which there's not. That would mean that there's some sort of dirt in between here and the cam followers. There's cups on the top as well, so we're going to put them to one side, and then that means the head can come off.
That's held together with Pritt stick, boy!
So what it means now is that the head can pretty much be removed, apart from on the water pump there is a bypass hose right at the back. So I'm going to take a screwdriver, release that screw, lift it up, and then when I get it together I'm going to put a silicone hose there to eradicate any splits going forward. So the bypass hose is on there pretty tight, so I've taken a blade, I've just cut through the middle of it, so the head should hopefully come off now. Oh! And I found the fault already. What in God's name is that? It's quite apparent what the fault is. Now to see if I can rectify it and fix this without having to go to a machine shop, really. Provided the block's flat, or the head's flat and the block's flat, I'm hoping I can just pop this bolt out, recut the valve, and then get away with it very lightly. I'll show you what's wrong. In there, so that very wet valve, on the back of it, there is a bolt sticking out. Now I have no idea where that's come from, as I say. It's quite concerning. But yeah, I'm going to strip the head down. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not a lot of damage. Otherwise, it's to the machine shop, recut the head, and new valve stems as well. Yeah, let's get going. Okay, so typically I'd use a spring compressor, but the spring compressor will push the piston up, and I'm trying not to damage it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some grips around here, compress the spring, and hold some rag across the head so I don't damage the cylinder head. And hopefully I'll be able to compress the spring. There we go. So the screw can come out. Wow. Now the screw's out, I can compress the valve up to make sure I can get a good seat around there. I'm hoping the damage is just caused by, or onto this. I'm hoping that's a lot harder than that is, and that's not going to over damaged. Okay, so this is the valve in question that wasn't working. The bolt was wedged in between the valve seat and the head, or the valve and the valve seat of the head, and there is absolutely no damage whatsoever. I don't really understand how that's even possible. It's straight, there's no pitting, there's no chipping. I am a very, very lucky boy. Same on the head, there's no damage there, so how that's even happened, I do not know. But I'm super, super happy. So I'm going to call it a day there. In the next video, I'm going to strip down this head completely and rebuild it. So thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please click the thumbs up button, comment down below, and if you can, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content. I'm going to go celebrate. See you later.